and may have some understanding of it. And many people say that soccer is maybe boring to watch or is a very simple game, but it's not. There are 11 players on the field, and you can make substitutions throughout the game, but they play 2 45-minute periods. And it may sound very easy running around the field with 11 players running after one ball, kicking the ball, and trying to score in a big net, but it's not. Soccer is a very complex sport that requires both physical and mental skill. Physical skill is a key to every game. Now, a couple things that require your physical skills: passing, trapping the ball, controlling the ball. Mastering the art of passing is a must if you want to perform well on the soccer field. You may think that there's only one type of passing throughout the game, but there's really not. There's a push pass, which is the main type of game, and passing a game. There's a wall pass, which is a give and go pass, and there's a chip pass where you could chip it over a person, which is very difficult to do, so it takes a lot of technique. And there's passing into space. Also, there's heading the ball. If you want to dominate in the air, you need to have proper heading technique to get up in the air and get it. Dribbling and your moves are very important in the game. Being able to dribble well can help you take a person one-on-one, and having great moves will also be very helpful. Shooting types. There's not only one type of shooting, as you may think. There are plenty of types. For example, volleys. If you get across from an outside mid or somebody on the outside into the box, you want to hit the ball without it touching the ground and get it into the net. And it's very difficult if you don't practice, because it's a kind of hand-eye coordination thing where you have to hit the ball exactly as it comes in. Also, other types of shooting. You could shoot with the outside of your foot, which is a very good way to trick the keeper. And also, to get a lot of power through the ball, you use your laces, which is going all the way through and landing on the same foot that you shot with. And there's just a lot of types of shooting that you may have not thought of. The most important thing about a soccer game is the running. Through research, the average miles of running per game that every soccer player runs is 5 to 6 miles. My father always taught me, if you have no mental game, then you have no physical game at all. Soccer players have so much to think about during the game, and this brings me to my mental skill part of the game. They have to think a lot about their positions and jobs and what they do within their positions so they could help their team win or get closer to winning. For example, on defense, it's obvious that everybody plays defense on the field once the ball is turned over to the other field or to the other team. There's a lot to think about as a defender. You kind of have a lot of pressure because everybody counts on you not to let the ball get by you, and you just kind of got to have that mindset like nobody's going to get by you, and like as a keeper, nothing's going to get past you in the net. Midfielders. There are center midfielders and outside midfielders. The outside midfielders have a lot to think about because they do a lot of the running up and down the field, and they want to cross that perfect ball line for somebody in the box so it's easier to score. And then center midfielders have to think about a lot and have to have that vision and anticipation before they get the ball. And that requires a lot of mental skill because you gotta be there mentally and so you can be able to perform physically of what you want to do next. And then strikers. Strikers are the forwards, and they have to have that goal hunger mentality, like they want it, like they're desperate for air if they want to score. So that's usually what strikers have. And what also they have to think about is a formation that their coach has assigned to them on the field. There's a 4-4-2, 4-5-1, and a 4-3-3. A 4-4-2 is 4 defensive players, 4 midfielders, and 2 strikers. And then so on with a 4-5-1 and a 4-3-3. And they also have many rules to think about during the game, so they will play it right. Mia Hamm once said, if a team wants to intimidate you physically, and if you let them, they've already won. And that has a lot to do with what, if you're there at the game mentally or not. So soccer is not a simple game, and it's very complex. It is not a lawn fairy sport. It requires a lot of physical and mental skill. No wonder soccer is the most beautiful game in the world. Bringing crazy fans and ordinary people is the goal. Goal!